It's time to pick a side. The border war is on the air with BG and Ken.
All right, guys, welcome into part 2 this week. Just a reminder, you can find us on Twitter at The Border War. The normal co-host, the man to my left, normally BG, he's at BG_Border War. I am at TanMan 3264. We're on Facebook and YouTube as well. I just mentioned BG on vacation, so a new man to the left, the star of the show, my man Terrell. Welcome in again.
Thank you for having me.
Right.
Thank you for having me.
This go around, let's hit it. NFL.
All right.
We're both Cowboys fans. BG's a Redskins fan, all right? He's a Redskins fan. That's kind of the thing of the show. I know.
Yes.
No one likes those guys. You're a fellow Cowboys fan like myself.
Absolutely.
All right? I don't know how you feel, but T.O., man, he's one of my top 5 favorite wide receivers all time. Even during the Philly years,
yes.
He was one of my favorite dudes, man. He was my dude. He finally gets into the Hall of Fame. He'll be inducted, I guess, this August. A lot of folks going to be there. Going to be a packed house. Me and you could drive up. We could go. One guy's not going to be there. T.O.
Unreal.
He is going to be a no-show at the Hall of Fame ceremony. We do a little thing, a little thing on this show, a little skit, I guess, or part of the show where we thumbs up or thumbs down, and we'll have different topics. Right? Thumbs up or thumbs down on T.O. skipping the Hall of Fame ceremony, man.
Thumbs down. Thumbs down. I mean, this was to snub the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're talking the elite of all elites, the greatest ever to play the games. This is recognition that, to me, in some instances, supersedes the Super Bowl. I mean, you're talking greatest of all time. You're talking Hall of Fame, and for T.O.'s numbers and his talent to finally be recognized on that scale. As long as we've been debating, should he got in last year? Should he have been, should he have been in this talk? And he gets in.
He was always going to get in.
He was going to get in.
He was always going to
Absolutely.
get in.
The numbers, I mean, you're number 2 to Jerry Rice. You're getting in.
Right.
But now on the platform that you've waited for, you are gracefully declining, really just to kind of snub one right back.
Sticking the middle finger back up at him.
Right at the Hall of Fame. And I think this should have been a platform that he could have used this to address those guys that he knows that don't really care for him because of his antics. He's proven them right as to why they didn't vote for him earlier. It's almost like, okay, this guy's going to get in, but we don't like what he represents in the brotherhood of what we're doing. That's really what it was about. It was the social brotherhood of the Hall of Famers. They didn't like what he brought to the table. Not saying that the Hall of Fame is full of clean-cut guys, okay?
All right.
Because you got the Charles Haley's and crew.
Well, what I was getting ready to say is, okay, tell me the crimes that Terrell Owens have been charged with.
No crime.
All right, tell me, the allegations of misconduct with women that seem to be running rampant in the sports and entertainment industry right now.
None of them.
None.
Nothing.
Isn't Ray Lewis in this Hall of Fame class?
He is.
Wasn't Ray Lewis on trial for murder?
Absolutely. I don't know how you feel about Ray. I understand that.
Isn't Randy Moss in this class?
Yes.
Has Randy Moss got a rap sheet? Was he always a great guy?
No, he was not.
He's running over cops in the middle of the road. I mean, T.O., if that's why if that's why they made Terrell Owens wait, then I say bravo, man. Bravo. Stick it to him.
Yep.
Stick it to him. If that's the reason why we didn't like what T.O., we didn't like his attitude or what he did to he took a team to a Super Bowl he played the Super Bowl with a broken leg, man.
And still got over 100 yards.
He was
in that game.
He was the best player on the field in that Super Bowl. Maybe not named Tom Brady. He was the best player on the field.
That's right.
Man, thumbs up.
You think thumbs
up, man?
Man, I just think that sometimes your integrity and the chance to actually give credit to your grandmother and your parents and things of that nature that we've heard about on all these little shows and these documentaries about Terrell Owens. This is the time that not only you become a Hall of Famer, but your family, your support team gets that recognition, and you get that on such a stage that's just you never have the opportunity again to present your platform of who you are, who you really are. And I know he's been accused of breaking up a few locker rooms, but you hear great reports about him being a great teammate. But of course, like any receiver, they're divas.
But it's all wide receivers.
They're divas. They want the ball.
Well, I mean, like Julio Jones is like the poster boy for the most, just plain mind my own business, and he's got 3 years left on the contract, and he's talking about wanting a new deal. I mean, they're all all receivers are me on some level. T.O.'s not any different.
I would have loved to hear him speak and have that speech.
I'd love to hear I'd love to hear the speech, because I'd love to hear him just throw shade at everybody.
And that's exactly what he.
And that's what it would have been. He could do all the things that you talked about anywhere. I mean, he could hold a big party. He could rent out a hotel room. The one thing, me and you get along so well because, man, you say what's on your mind. I can say what's on my mind, and it is what it is, man.
And we respect each other's opinions.
We're not phonies.
That's right.
The kind of person that I just do not deal with in life is somebody that's a phony.
That's right.
T.O. going up there to give a Hall of Fame speech would have absolutely been the biggest phony move. He's been saying for years, just don't even bother. I don't care. Don't put me in. I don't care. Yeah. And now all of a sudden to run up there and say, oh, thank you so much. No, man, stop it. Y'all didn't want me before? Then I'll go to my own hometown and we'll raise some money for charity. We'll invite folks and we'll have our own ceremony.
I think his tone would have been more so, I deserve to be here type deal. I don't think he would have been that thankful. Now, I don't think he would have been the most pleasant guy at the ceremony because of the history of the stats being where they are, but they kind of giving him the cold shoulder every year. But if you look at it from the platform of his support system, his family, it's not every day that your grandson is a Hall of Famer.
Right.
And he used to always talk about the things his grandmother used to teach, and his grandmother was really close before she passed away, and that type thing. So I think, yeah, you have your documentaries, you have your football shows, and they talk about his life, but this is the moment that you get to show the world who you really are. This is that one personal moment the world would have with T.O. that they've never seen, other than hearing all the negative things that they probably have seen in media captions. So now I just think personally he gets a chance to show this guy that has always been misrepresented. And I think just by him having that speech gives us an opportunity to see the real Terrell Owens.
I'd love to have this idea in my head that this is all about T.O. sticking it to the voters and everything. But I can't help but think some of it is, we all know T.O. loves him some T.O.
Yes, he does.
All right, he's going into class. Like I said, I think Randy Moss is in this class. I think Ray Lewis is in this class. So right off Jump Street, he's already like the third most anticipated speech, right?
Right.
I think some of it is just him going, this ain't my night. This is Ray Lewis's night.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you give me a night in their heyday, and you say, all right, TanMan, you can have Randy Moss or you can have T.O. on your football team right now. I'm taking T.O., man.
I'm taking T.O. as well.
Because I know T.O. was going to bring it every Sunday, man. Randy, I don't know what. Everybody points to that year in New England all the time of that's Randy. That's not the typical Randy Moss. Man, that's not the Randy Moss you got every year, every ball game, admitting, vocally, I take plays off. Yeah. They all do it. Everybody does it.
He took a lot of plays off with the Raiders.
He basically just quit on Raiders.
Yeah, absolutely. So
he quit on Raiders. Yes. He quit on the Titans. I don't even know what he was doing on the Titans.
Then he looked right in that uniform.
But for me and my money, I think T.O., he and Randy are going to kind of be remembered for this era as being the two dudes at wide receiver. I think T.O.'s the best one, but on Hall of Fame night, Randy's the one in front of the cameras. BG's he's made this point on the show several times before. Randy has played the game post-career much better than T.O. has. Randy's on ESPN. He's done the studio stuff. He's doing the Monday night stuff.
I would agree with that, though.
He's changed his image, and he's turned his image around to now where he's this lovable guy. He wasn't, but T.O. has, man, he's been the same, man.
That's right.
He's been the same prickly, ornery dude he was all the way through his career. I love him for it. I absolutely love him for it.
I would have just loved to hear the tones of T.O.'s and Randy's speeches, being that we always used to talk about those two. Who would you take? If you start your team, you want the vertical threat or you want the all-around beast in T.O.? And I would have just loved to hear the whose speech would pretty much echo, I'm the best, or I'm the best, but my numbers were this, or I was this. So I think you're right. It would have kind of been a competitive deal with him and Ray, with Randy and Ray's speeches, but this gives T.O. a chance to not only give us a more personal side of T.O., but now we can kind of have a little fun with this me and Randy deal. I mean, because we're going to talk about it forever. When we talk about those were the two receivers really at the same time of a prime type of play. So,
through those 2000s, that 2000s era. What was his last year in Dallas? 2007, 2008, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think we went up to the Hall of Fame game one year when he was in Cincinnati. And so we saw him play the Cowboys and the Bengals. We saw T.O. play, and he had some good years in Cincinnati, Buffalo
he
too.
Did.
But
he put up numbers in Cincinnati.
Oh yeah, he had. I want to say he had a 1,000-yard run in Cincinnati. So like I said, everywhere he's gone, he did it. Everywhere he's gone, he did it. He never quit on anybody.
And Randy can't say that statistically. Randy can't say that. He can't say that with the Titans or with the Raiders. I mean, he had maybe one good year in the Raiders, maybe. I don't know. It's just, you remember him from Tom Brady in Minnesota.
I was going to say, I remember him with Dante Culpepper in Minnesota, that Thanksgiving Day game, where he basically just said he was out for blood against us.
Was it 3 catches, 3 touchdowns, over 100 yards?
He had like 900 yards receiving and 400 catches and 92 touchdowns in that one Thanksgiving Day game.
It was unreal.
But yeah, like I said, that run in Minnesota, the 20 touchdown season or whatever it was that year that they went undefeated and lost in the Super Bowl in New England. And other than that, I don't know that the love for Randy was there, the consistency for Randy was there like it was T.O.
No,
it's a travesty that T.O. had to wait this long to get in to begin with.
But then when they put him in, they put him in with Randy.
It's like the ultimate slap in the face.
Absolutely.
Man. I mean, you hear all the time when the Hall of Fame comes around, they go, okay, it's not a rule, but they go, okay, well, we got one linebacker, we got 2 linebackers, we'll let this, then we're gonna make this guy wait another year. To put Randy and T.O. in together and not let each one of them have their own ceremony, their own night as the premier wide receiver. It, to me, is the Hall of Fame missed an opportunity there.
They did. And then they bring Randy in on first ballot. Was Randy a first ballot?
I think so.
Another slap in the face to T.O. You bring this guy in first ballot, he gets in, now you stick him in a couple of years later together. I mean, when this debate of who's the best, Randy or T.O., we'll have that debate for the ages. But I think
that's my wide receiver.
Yeah.
That's my wide receiver, man. That's my wide receiver. An article come out. Tell me what you think about this. I'm going to read some names to you. Vinnie Iyer from the Sporting News put out an article last week ranking the top 32 quarterbacks. I didn't go through teams. I imagine one per team. The top 32 quarterbacks in order. All right, we'll read a couple names for you. You tell me if you have any disagreements.
Okay.
Tom Brady,
I agree.
Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson.
No. Whoa. Russell Wilson, number 3?
He's got Russell Wilson as 3. Breeze is 4. To me, this is kind of where it starts to go off the rails a little bit. He's got Carson Wentz as 5.
Oh, this guy.
He's got,
you gotta be kidding.
He's got Wentz at 5. The top 10 rounds out with Big Ben, Matt Ryan, Garoppolo at 8, Rivers at 9, Matt Stafford at 10.
Oh my God.
Excuse me. You've got to go all the way down to number 19 to find Cam Newton. He's sandwiched in between Derek Carr. He's 2 spots behind Jameis Winston, 3 spots behind Tyrod Taylor, and just 2 spots ahead of Blake Bortles.
Where is Phillip Rivers on this list?
He's got Phillip Rivers at 9.
But you put him.
You got Cam at 19. Tremel, I know you've been a United Panthers fan, but I know that you have been a Cam supporter in our years of knowing one another and discussing these things off air at length. I tell you, Cam Newton's the 19th best quarterback in the league. What are you telling me? What's your response to that? Other than just get up and walk off, because you can't just get up and walk away right now. We're on the air. But you've got to put it into words.
You definitely need. I would definitely check your temperature first of all, just to make sure that you're feeling all right to even have him disrespected at number 19.
19,
okay, 19. Man. You're talking 19. A man that puts a franchise on his back, who can easily rush for 1,000 yards. He's been the best quarterback and running back on his team for the last how many years? No-name receivers for the last how many years? When they lost Smith, he hadn't had a very dependable receiver since.
No.
O-line has been getting him killed for how many years? So, in the league, the referees have been getting him killed for how many years? So, I mean, you're talking about a guy that this Russell Wilson thing is bothering me at number 3. I can't understand that one in front of Breeze, in front of Phillip Rivers, in front of Matt Ryan, in front of. I mean,
I don't know. I guess I should have done a little more research. I don't know if Vinny's list that he put out is maybe a little bit about what he's expecting of them
this year,
this upcoming year as well. Because, like I said, he's got Garoppolo at 8.
Okay.
Like I said, he's got Wentz at 5. So Wentz at 5 right there tells me that this is not a list based on accomplishments.
Okay.
That it may be more based on
potential
and what he's projecting them to do. But still, like I said, one of you want to argue about a guy being 3rd, that maybe he should be 6. Okay, I've never been a Cam Newton is the elite of the elite guys. Mm-hmm. I don't know that Cam Newton is one of the top 7 or 8 quarterbacks. And I could probably look at this list and name you 7 or 8 right now that I know I would rather have than him. Mm-hmm. But 19, no. Cam falls somewhere between that 10 to 15 range.
10 and 12, maybe, something like that. I agree with you.
Yeah. 12 is kind of right in there. I'm not a math. I don't know all the maths, but 12 is kind of right in there into 15. But, when he's healthy, and we saw what he's capable of when he's healthy, when the people around him are doing their job, he was the MVP of the league. They went 15-1. They went to the Super Bowl. So if Cam can stay healthy and their offensive line can protect him, and that's a big if.
That's a big if.
If Christian McCaffrey and C.J. Anderson can help him in the running game, I know that McCaffrey. You seen the pictures of McCaffrey lately? Mm-mm. He looks like someone blew him, like somebody poked a hole and.
So he's putting on some weight.
Oh man, that man is huge.
Wow.
And so the thinking is that. Last year McCaffrey was more of a slot guy. We threw the ball to him a lot. They were gonna turn around and hand the ball off to him more this year. And I said they brought in C.J. Anderson, so he and McCaffrey can carry the load. The Jonathan Stewart run in Carolina is finally over. It feels like he's been there since the Moose and Muhammad days. So if Cam can get some help on that, I think that he is definitely going to outplay Vinny's rankings here.
Yeah, those rankings are very potential based. I mean, Prescott at 50. I'm a Cowboys guy, but
all right. Well, Prescott at 15.
I can't. As dear to me as Prescott is, you can't put Prescott at 15 and put Cam Newton at 19. Now if you're basing it on offensive personnel, then I can understand that because Prescott's gonna have all day to throw the ball. Mm-hmm. Our line got better in Dallas this year, but if you're talking about pure quarterback, game-changing type of players, and the players that's been there, been to some major playoffs, been to the Super Bowl, had 1,000 yards rushing, and been the best running back and quarterback. Mm-hmm. Prescott, that's disrespectful to put Cam at 19 and to do that. Jared Goff, I mean, he's only had one good year. We thought it was a bust his first year. Come on.
I think based on this list, in my opinion, 15's too low. I think 15's too low. You guys can't see it, obviously, on the air, but I've got them written down into two columns. I would take Dak Prescott over everybody on this right-hand column. I would take him over everybody in this column,
including Cam.
For our football, yeah.
You put Cam behind the Dallas Cowboys line, and you're gonna pick him. You're gonna still take Prescott over Cam Newton.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Time out. What are we talking? Are we talking?
We're talking this year behind the center with the addition of another second round steal we got in another lineman that's going, and everybody's healthy.
Everybody's saying he's running with the starting ones right now.
Absolutely. So now you're talking the Great Wall is back, and with the no name receivers we have that Cam's used to, and a beast. And we got Thunder and Lightning now. We got both Scarborough.
I love that Zeke. Scarborough pick, man.
We got a real pick. Steal. So now we got a Thunder and Lightning behind Cam, who can run it too. That option, that run option is ridiculous with anybody.
Okay. You got me. Everybody besides Cam on that line, on that other side, I would take Prescott over.
Okay.
All right, look at some of the names ahead of him. You taking Prescott over Jared Goff?
All day and twice on Sunday.
Over Kirk Cousins?
Yes.
Over Watson? We're not talking down the road. I'm talking today. Because that was your criteria with the Cam.
I'm
talking
taking
today.
him over Watson.
You're taking Prescott over Watson. I think Watson's going to be amazing, but I think today
I need.
I want to see Watson stay healthy because that was my worry about him coming out of college was that he was always thin. He's always banged up. He's now he's got two. He's dealt with a torn ACL twice. Mm-hmm. You know, going back to his I think it was his freshman year at Clemson. So twice in the last 4 years, he's torn his ACL.
I'm just not sure he can still make every throw. I think some of the throws he's had in that was successful last year were your long seams and your over the tops.
Yeah,
I know Prescott can make every throw. I've seen him make every throw. I haven't seen Watson really dazzle me with pure quarterback prowess in making every throw. If I can see that from him, along with the electric talent that he has, then okay.
You go back and watch. You need to go back and watch some of the Clemson games from his. Probably from his. I guess it would have been his sophomore year. The year they went undefeated. Mm-hmm. The year they lost Alabama in the national championship game. I think it was the Louisville game, maybe. I mean, some of the balls that he was just putting just dead on the money. Like I'm talking windows the size of Pepsi cans, and he's just landed in there, man. I think he can make every throw. To me, it's just can he stay healthy?
And he can make those throws in the leagues when you have defensive backs.
I think
Sherman and all those guys that can make plays.
Before he got hurt last year, he was defenses didn't know what to do with him. He was amazing. You just didn't see a lot of him because
Yeah.
nobody watches Houston Texans
Absolutely
games.
not.
Nobody cares about Houston Texans games.
Absolutely not.
But no, Watson's going to be fantastic. But for today, for right now, 1 year, I know Prescott can stay healthy. I know Prescott can make the throws. It's just he's got to have a healthy Ezekiel Elliott. I think Zeke is the key to the Cowboys season. He's the key to Dak Prescott's career, basically. If Zeke's healthy, Prescott's going to put up numbers, and the Cowboys are probably going to win 19 Super Bowls before Prescott hangs it up.
I can agree, especially if we can operate within this Dak Prescott friendly offense. Now that he didn't have the pressures of having to force the ball to a number 88 that we used to have, but
you think that was happening?
Absolutely. Have you seen the documentaries of the All or Nothings?
No,
that they have of the Dallas
No,
Cowboys?
I hadn't seen them yet.
I want you to go watch that, and you would understand why Dez Bryant is not on the roster.
So is that serious?
You could see him really pressing for the ball, even in good moments. I know we winning, but I want some too. I want some.
Really?
Let me get in. I'm waiting on my chance. That was number 2. I was wide open. It was always that pressure. And I think for a young quarterback, having that success without a Dez Bryant that full first season, Dez was hurt half of that season.
He was hurt a good bit of it.
So you're talking it was Zeke and Dak and everyone getting the ball, getting touches. I think them going back to that is going to be successful for him. So, and we may have a baller in Gallup. You may have a guy in Hurd. You may bring a Cole Beasley back to form now that we don't hear rumblings from the top front office saying, "Give 88 the ball." You watch games, we watch them force the ball to Dez.
Anytime you've got a guy like that, and you've got one of these diva wide receivers we just talked about with T.O.
That's right.
You don't have to throw him the ball 15 times a game, but you got to get them involved. You got to make them feel like they're still a part of the game plan.
That's right.
And because if they don't feel like they're a part of the game plan, then that's when
the Dez Bryant stuff starts.
That's when the tantrums on the sideline starts.
Right.
You see it with Odell Beckham. You see it with all number 1 receivers. I've got a hard time believing that. I've got a hard time buying that getting rid of a number 1 wide receiver makes your receiving core better. Now,
I don't agree with that either.
If you want to have the discussion that Dez Bryant is a number 1, a true number 1 at this point in his career, you can have that. I'm of the ilk that yes, he is.
At least he was for our team.
At least he was for our team. If a healthy Dez Bryant, I feel like I know what a healthy Dez Bryant looks like. Okay. And if his foot is something that he can't come back from, and then I guess that's a different discussion. But a healthy, fully healthy, 100% Dez Bryant, I feel like he's the number 1. I just have a hard time believing that you get better by getting rid of that guy.
But for the development of a very good quarterback that got you 13 wins, do you want to have the pressure of me, open, and reading through the progressions, you have a guy wide open, but you're forcing it to 88. Okay,
you've got a point.
Absolutely. Now we're not talking about the kahunas of a Romo who had that connection with Dez, that 4th down in Green Bay.
You kind of have that respect too, where I can go over to the sideline and tell you to sit down and shut up. I'll get you the ball when it's time to get you the ball.
But to take that chance that Romo took, and when Cole Beasley was right across the middle for the 1st down in Green Bay.
You're talking about when Dez Bryant caught that ball in Green Bay.
When he caught the ball. Yeah. Absolutely. That was a catch. Especially now it is. They just said it was a catch. So, but to have that faith, Prescott's throwing the ball to Beasley across the middle, and we call timeout and we regroup. Right. So he needs those kind of guys that's going to be in the areas of the route. Yeah. He's a route guy.
I don't know if you've got a young quarterback. I don't know that having one of the, as talented as he is, as great as he is, for the, I guess just the the mental aspect of it and the development of it. I don't know if having that guy is the right guy for a young quarterback. You've got a point.
That's pressure, right? That's pressure, man. That's pressure. You'll see it on that All or Nothing. Though. Watch. You go on YouTube and just kind of they have different.
Check it out. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Great show. It just puts you into the world of the Dallas Cowboys.
Check it out.
Beautiful.
The other name that we're going to be talking about a lot on this show, the Washington Redskins' new acquisition, Alex Smith. They ditched Kirk Cousins. Kirk comes in at 14, but they add Alex Smith.
Where is he on that list?
Smith comes in at 23, according to Vinnie Iyer. So basically, two-thirds of the teams in the league have a better quarterback than the Redskins.
Wow. Alex Smith is a very good quarterback. I hated that trade because
he's one spot ahead of Mitch Trubisky, 2 spots ahead of Pat Mahomes, and 3 spots ahead of Andy Dalton.
That's disrespectful. I thought Cam was disrespected. Wow. They threw.
Who's getting the shorter end of the stick? Cam at 19 or Alex Smith at 23?
Alex Smith. Absolutely. Alex Smith, if you look at his numbers in KC, very consistent. Very consistent. If you notice, everybody say Andy Reid. Andy Reid kind of started getting out coached at the end of those towards the end of the season in those games that they were in it.
There was no excuse for them to lose that playoff game.
None.
I mean, they and I think maybe that's what kind of made Alex Smith expendable.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Mahomes coming out of college at Texas Tech, the story on him was big arm, but he went to Texas Tech. And all of those quarterbacks down there, they all throw for 55 touchdowns. They all spread the ball around and make you think, oh, man, this guy's amazing. And not one of them is playing football in the NFL.
That's right.
I don't know what makes Pat Mahomes different. Andy Reid's he's kind of the quarterback whisperer. If he says Pat Mahomes can play, I guess he knows a little bit more about it than I do. But to jettison Alex Smith out of town with the success you've had there, this is twice now that's happened to that guy.
I know, man.
And if the 49ers had just played Alex Smith and stayed the course, they could have avoided all of this extra stuff that they've gotten themselves into.
That's right. Absolutely. And Smith proved that he can throw the ball down the field. People were labeling him as a dink and dunk or mid-range
Captain
guy.
check down.
Yeah, he's a check down guy. He threw the ball down the field. And as a Cowboys fan, I hate that acquisition for him and the Redskins.
That's what I was going to
smart.
say the same thing.
He's smart.
Them getting Alex Smith kind of scares me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who he's going to throw the ball to, but they drafted Darius Geis.
Yeah,
I love the Geis pickup. If his head is right, I think the Redskins have I think they got better because their receiving core. They went into last season banking on Terrell Pryor taking a step.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't, so he's out. Waiting on Josh Doctson. Is he going to come around? Is he? Isn't he? Is it time to move on? Mm-hmm. But the Alex Smith, bringing in Alex Smith, I don't know if he's a step up from Kirk Cousins. Vinnie Iyer certainly doesn't think so. Just look at the difference between Cousins and Smith. I think he's a step up.
Absolutely.
But we'll see. I'm like you. That one scares me just a tad.
I think Smith is a winner, man. I really think I think Kirk Cousins has proven that he can't win you that big game. He's going to let you down. He's kind of the early part of Romo's career. Guys had talent, but when that nerves is on the line and that game is on the line, something found a way to go wrong early on.
No.
Found a way now. We didn't trust Romo out early on.
Listen, you're a guest on the show, and so I'm going to show you the appropriate amount of respect and appreciation for coming on and doing the show with me this week. I'd love to have you next week as well.
Absolutely.
But one thing that I'm not going to tolerate is Romo bashing.
Romo's my guy.
I'm not going to have any. When you come on this show, all right. When you come on this show, you cannot bash Tyler Hansbrough.
Your favorite guy.
You cannot bash Psycho T, and you cannot bash Tony Romo. Everybody else is fair game. But those two.
I do have to say this. I would have loved to see Romo with Zeke behind him. I think that would have been.
Man.
I think that would have been really. But you just couldn't deny the kid.
No.
You couldn't take the kid out from under center. But
I
would have loved to see Romo with that line, with those weapons outside, and with Zeke in the backfield.
I remember that season. What was it? We knew he was going to miss the first 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And what were we, 6-0, 5-1, or something like that.
Yeah.
We were like, we got a certain friend that was like, man, they're not paying Romo all that money to sit. He's coming back.
Absolutely.
We're both like, I don't know, man. I might would just play the kid.
And then it went to what? You're talking what? 9? It started. The number started.
I think the Seattle
10-1.
I think the Seattle something like that. Because I think they lost 2 of the last 3,
right,
and wound up 13-3. I think the Seattle game in like week 8 or 9 or something like that. That's pretty much where he said, okay. They went up to Seattle. Zeke had a big game. Prescott had a nice, and that's when you said, okay.
Yeah,
man,
it's a new era.
It is. I love Romo.
Yeah,
I hated to see him go. I kind of did want him to trade and play somewhere else, kind of like Peyton Manning, but I kind of didn't. But that's when you were like, yeah, it's time to turn the page.
I'm gonna tell you what the kid earned the job is when
absolutely,
when they went and beat Pittsburgh in that thriller of a game.
That was a Zeke, man. That was the Zeke game. Zeke just ran wild that night.
He threw a big ball to Dez, though. He put it.
Yeah,
you saw Romo on the sideline saying that was a dime. Romo was like that was. And if you watch All or Nothing, you see Romo give him so many props. Like, oh my God, that was a dime. That was a dime. I mean, it was. They flashed back. Yeah,
Romo went back to the phones thinking he was talking to the OC, and he was really talking to Jim Nantz. It's like, why don't you push this guy out of the booth so I can jump in there.
Oh man!
All right, guys, that is it for the NFL session this week. Well, we want to thank you for joining in again. We want to remind you can find us on Twitter at the Border War. BG is of course at BG_Border War. I am at TanMan 3264. We are on Facebook, so like our page, share our page on Facebook. We'll post a link there every week as well. We're on YouTube, but I don't know if we really are. There's no video. It's just an audio file. If you want to search for us, we're on YouTube. Man, thanks. Thanks for coming on. I know the show, when it got off to a start, was kind of off to a rocky start in your eyes, but I'm glad you finally came around.
Absolutely, man.
Glad you came around and hung out.
Long time overdue.
Love to have you again next week. BG's on vacation through next week, so hopefully we can get Trammell back in here again.
Absolutely.
That's it, guys. Thank you for joining in. Have a good one.